Get your filthy black hands off my desk! Branch manager Garrett Sinclair shouts it across Ashford and Sterling Financial. He snatches Brielle Mercer's loan application from his desk. Perfect credit score, verified income, $385,000 request, and holds it up to tear it apart. Then his eyes catch the name at the top, Brielle Mercer. His hand freezes. The paper trembles in his grip. His face drains of all colors. No. The word barely comes out. Not Mercer. Not again. He hurls the application at her face. Papers explode across the floor. His coffee mug crashes down next. Brown liquid spreads across marble. Brielle sits perfectly still. Professional blazer. Briefcase at her feet. She doesn't even blink. Garrett lunges for his phone, hands shaking. FBI, get here now. Her name is Mercer. She's one of them. Brielle glances at her watch. 2:53 p.m. 10 years of waiting ends today. Officer Thaddeus Archer arrives fast. Too fast. Security uniform crisp, hand on holster. He scans the wreckage. Torn papers, coffee bleeding across marble, a black woman sitting like stone. Back office, now. No room for argument. Brielle rises. No fight, no resistance. Heels click steady toward the hallway, but she leaves her briefcase behind. Right there on the chair. Zipper cracked open just enough. Garrett watches her disappear. Then spins away, phone pressed tight. It's happening. His voice drops to razor wire. A Mercer just walked in. Exactly like you warned. The voice responds. Too quiet to hear. But whatever it says makes Garrett's face go gray. I know the protocol. I'm on it. He hangs up. Wipes his face. Hand shaking is bad. Across the lobby, veteran teller Vanessa freezes at her station. 20 years in this place. 20 years keeping her head down. Right now, her whole body's betraying her. She stares at the hallway, then down at the scattered papers near her feet. One form face up. The name screams at her. Brielle Mercer. Air leaves her lungs, knuckles white on the counter. No, not this. Not again. Flashback hits her like a fist. 10 years back. Different Mercer. Same chair. Agent Barrett Mercer. FBI badge on desk. Perfect credit. Denied anyway. Security walked him out. Preston watched from his window like a vulture. 2 weeks later, dead. They called it suicide. Bullshit. She remembers the morning after. Preston in this lobby, phone to ear. Words burned in her brain. Problems handled. He won't be investigating us anymore. Handled. Like Barrett was garbage to dispose of. Her stomach turns ice cold. The briefcase pulls at her. 3 steps away. Answers waiting inside. She reaches. Fingers trembling, heart hammering so loud she hears nothing else. Then stops. Fear wins. She backs away fast. Some truths kill anyone who touches them. Back office. Brielle sits at the metal table, hands folded, posture perfect. Officer Archer stands by the door. Hasn't locked it. Something stinks about this whole thing. Footsteps pound the hallway. Garrett appears, face red and slick. Preston's coming. He'll handle this. Through the door, Brielle hears every word. Her face doesn't move, but her phone vibrates once. She doesn't check it. She already knows. The briefcase sits alone in the lobby, zipper open, waiting like a loaded gun. Inside, a file folder. 4 words on the tab. Case number 6821. Reopened. 10 years. 4 months, 16 days. Clock's ticking. The back office is a cage. No windows. Metal table. 2 chairs. Fluorescent lights buzz like dying flies. Garrett towers over Brielle, her torn application spread between them like crime scene evidence. Real name. Now. His voice cracks, trying to sound tough. It's on the form. Don't. He slams his palm down. Your employment, income, address, nothing adds up. Brielle's voice stays level. Credit score 8115. Income verified federal employment. Current address documented. What doesn't add up? Garrett's finger stabs the paper. Your profile doesn't match our typical qualified applicant. What profile is that? The question lands like a trap. Garrett's mouth opens, closes. He shuffles papers to hide his panic. Irregularities, he mutters. Name one. Silence. 815 credit score. $385,000 loan on $140,000 verified income. Zero debt. Brielle leans forward. What irregularity, Mr. Sinclair? His face goes crimson. He grabs his phone and bolts to the hallway. The walls are thin. She hears every word. We need him here. Now. Garrett's voice shakes. Yes, a Mercer, I'm sure. Pause. She's asking questions like she planned this. Like she knows. Longer pause. Just get him here, fast. He returns trying to look calm. He's sweating through his shirt. Where did you hear about us? Online. Why this branch? Convenient. Who referred you? No one. Every answer is a wall. Garrett's losing it. His phone buzzes. He reads the text. The color drains from his face. He's here. Footsteps in the hall, not rushed, controlled, powerful. The door opens. Preston Ashford walks in like he owns the air itself. 70 years old, silver hair, suit worth $10,000, eyes like ice picks. He sees Brielle and freezes mid-step. For 3 seconds he just stares. Then his face hardens into something ancient and ugly. What is your father's name? It's not a question. It's an accusation. Brielle doesn't blink. Agent Barrett Mercer, FBI, deceased. The temperature drops. Preston's fists clench so hard his knuckles crack. His jaw locks. When he speaks, every word bleeds controlled rage. Get her out. Now. Call the FBI. Tell them we have someone impersonating federal personnel. I'm not impersonating anyone, Brielle says. Her tone could freeze fire. I'm applying for a loan, just like my father did. 10 years ago. Here. At this bank. You remember? Preston's left eye twitches. Just once. I don't know what. Agent Barrett Mercer. Her voice cuts clean through his denial. Applied for a $200,000 home loan. Perfect credit. Stable federal employment. You denied him, personally. We deny hundreds of applications every... You denied him because he was FBI. Because he was already investigating this bank. Because a federal agent with access to your financial records was the last thing you could afford. Preston's breathing goes shallow. His chest rises and falls too fast. Your father was... He stops. The sentence dies in his throat. Too late. What? Brielle leans forward. Every word is precise. Finish that sentence, Mr. Ashford. Please. His face contorts into something between rage and panic. He spins to Garrett, voice rising. Call them, now! I want FBI agents here arresting this woman for fraud, false accusations, and harassment. Garrett nods frantically and pulls out his phone. His hands shake so badly he almost drops it. He starts dialing. Brielle checks her watch. 3:04 p.m. Her lips curve just slightly. They're already coming. Preston's head whips around. What did you say? The FBI. They're already en route. Have been since you made your first call. She holds his stare without mercy. You have 38 left. Preston stares at her like she's speaking in tongues. Then something breaks inside him. Pure fury takes over. You walk into my bank and threaten me? He takes 3 steps closer, invading her space, trying to intimidate with proximity. Folks like you, always gaming the system. Affirmative action is trying to take what you could never earn. Officer Archer shifts by the door. His discomfort is visible now. Brielle's voice turns to ice. Say that again. Slower. For the record. His face turns deep purple. Veins bulge in his neck. You heard me. People like you don't belong in institutions like... He catches himself. Stop mid-sentence. But the silence screams what he won't say. Thank you. Thank. Brielle's voice is quiet now. Deadly quiet. Preston blinks, confused. For what? For saying it out loud. Her eyes lift slowly to the corner of the room. While the cameras are recording, Preston's gaze follows hers like a puppet on strings. Top corner. Small device. Red light. Blinking steadily. Recording everything. Every drop of blood drains from his face in seconds. That camera's been off for maintenance for 3 weeks? Brielle finishes his sentence. It was. Until someone turned it back on. 20 years ago. Administrative override. She pauses. Let it sink in. Or FBI remote access. Take your pick. Preston's back slams against the wall. His breathing becomes ragged. Garrett stares at his phone. The call connects. A professional voice answers. FBI field office. Garrett's mouth opens, but nothing comes out. We show units already dispatched to your location, the voice continues, crisp and efficient. ETA 14. Do you have additional information to report? Garrett's phone slips from his fingers and clatters onto the metal table. 14, the voice repeats through the speaker. Please remain at your location. Federal agents are en route. The line goes dead. The silence that follows is suffocating. Preston stares at Brielle like she's a ghost who's come to collect a debt. His empire is fracturing in real time and he can feel every crack spreading. Who are you? The question comes out broken, desperate. Brielle stands slowly, adjusts her blazer with deliberate precision, each movement controlled, calculated. I'm the woman you just denied a loan to because of her last name. I'm the daughter of the man you destroyed 10 years ago. Her eyes lock onto his without mercy. And at 14, you're going to understand exactly what that means. She sits back down, folds her hands on the table, calm as death itself. But please, keep talking. The camera quality is excellent these days. Preston's legs give out completely. He drops into the chair like a marionette with cut strings. His hands tremble on the table. In the hallway, Officer Archer's entire world shifts on its axis. He's supposed to be guarding her, keeping her contained. That's his job. But he's starting to realize he might be guarding the wrong person. The fluorescent lights continue their endless hum. 14 left. The clock is ticking, and Preston Ashford just realized he's been playing a game he already lost. Preston's hands shake as he grabs Garrett's shoulder. Document. Everything. Now. Garrett fumbles for his notepad, pen poised like a weapon. Write this. Preston's voice is acidic. 3:06 p.m., subject became aggressive, raised voice, made threatening gestures toward bank personnel. The pen moves. Lies born in real time. Brielle sits motionless, hands folded, hasn't moved once, hasn't raised her voice. Not even a whisper. Officer Archer watches from the door. Something cold settles in his gut. Add this, Preston continues. Erratic behavior. Possible intoxication. Attempted intimidation using false federal credentials. Scratch, scratch, scratch. The sound of injustice being written into the official record. Brielle's eyes track every word, every fabricated syllable. Preston leans closer to Garrett. His voice drops to venom. Note that we've dealt with this family before. The Mercers, known troublemakers, pattern of false accusations and harassment. Make it clear. Garrett writes faster. His hand cramps. He doesn't stop. This is how they bury people. This is how power destroys the powerless. One false report at a time. Preston grabs his phone. Dials like his life depend on it. FBI? Preston Ashford, CEO Ashford and Sterling Financial. We have a situation. A woman here impersonating federal personnel. Fraud. I need this handled immediately. Pause. Yes. Brielle Mercer. Mercer. He spits the name like poison. Like that agent years ago. Barrett Mercer. She's his daughter. Another criminal from that family. His face changes, color draining like water from a broken dam. What do you mean, already dispatched? His voice cracks. I'm calling to report. You're telling me units are already en route? Whatever the voice says makes his knees buckle. We'll keep her here. He hangs up, stares at the phone like it grew teeth. They were already coming, he whispers. Before I called. How did they? Maybe she really is FBI, Garrett breathes. Shut up! Preston's panic turns to rage. She's playing us. They're coming to arrest her. Not us. Her. Brielle checks her watch. 3:11 p.m. Her smile is paper thin, knife sharp. In the lobby, Vanessa can't breathe. That briefcase, still sitting there, open, waiting. Her mind drags her back. 10 years. Different Mercer. Same nightmare. Agent Barrett Mercer. Perfect credit. Stable job. FBI credentials on the desk. Denied anyway. Escorted out by security while Preston watched. 2 weeks later, dead. Gun in hand. Suicide, they said. Case closed before the body was cold. She remembers the morning after. Preston in this lobby. Phone pressed to his ear. Words she'll never unhear. The problem is handled. He won't be investigating us anymore. Handled. Like Barrett, Mercer was a business transaction. A liability to eliminate. Her stomach turns to ice. The briefcase pulls at her. 3 steps away. Answers inside. She reaches for it. Fingers trembling. Heart pounding so hard she can hear it. Then stops. Fear wins. She backs away. Some truths are too heavy to carry. Some secrets destroy anyone who touches them. But damn it, she owes that man something. And his daughter sitting back there, they're trying to choke her the same way. In the back office, Preston stands over Brielle like an executioner savoring the moment. We have documentation now. Written record. Multiple witnesses. When the FBI arrives, they'll see what you really are. A fraud. A liar. His smile is ugly. Triumphant. Just like your father. Brielle's head tilts. My father was a liar? He made accusations without proof. Harassed legitimate businesses. Tried to destroy good people's reputations. Preston's confidence grows with each word. And when reality caught up to him, he stops. But not fast enough. When reality caught up? Brielle's voice is a scalpel. What reality, Mr. Ashford? Be specific. Silence. You mean when he died? She leans forward. 2 weeks after you denied him. 2 weeks after he walked into the bank he was investigating. 2 weeks after you knew the FBI was onto you. Quite the timing. Preston's jaw locks. The FBI ruled it suicide. I had nothing. The FBI, Brielle cuts through, is coming. And they're going to rule very differently this time. Officer Archer's radio crackles to life. Static, then dispatch. All units. FBI arrival 12. Stand by for federal jurisdiction transfer. 12. Preston forces a smile, trying desperately to look like a man who's winning. But his hands betray him, shaking like leaves in a storm. Garrett clutches his fabricated notes, his insurance policy, his lies in writing, his career-ending mistake. And Brielle sits there, still, calm, watching them both, like a woman who knows exactly how this ends. The lies are documented, on paper, on camera, in witness testimony. The cameras are rolling, recording every word, every crime being committed in real time. The FBI is coming. Not for her, for them. And these men just built their own cages, word by trembling word, lie by desperate lies. Officer Thaddeus Archer stands outside the interrogation room door, arms crossed, face unreadable. But inside, everything's shifting. He pulls out the incident report Garrett handed him 15 minutes ago. Read it again. Every word is wrong. The subject became agitated at 3:06 p.m. He was there. She never moved. I raised my voice and made threatening gestures. She spoke twice. Both times are calm, controlled. Displayed erratic behavior consistent with substance influence. Her eyes were clear. Her hands are steady. Nothing erratic about her. Thad's jaw tightens. 3 years in this job. 3 years of following orders. But this is a setup. He hears voices through the door. Garrett coached Preston on what to say when the FBI arrived. How to stick to the story. How to make sure their documentation aligns. Thad's training screams at him. Innocent people don't prep stories. Guilty people do. He pulls out his phone, scrolls to a contact he hasn't used in 2 years. His former commanding officer, now the FBI. His thumb hovers over the name. Then he types, "Something's wrong at Ashford and Sterling Financial. They're setting someone up. Black woman. Says her name is Mercer. You should know." He stares at the message. Finger over send. Everything in him says do it. He hits send. 3 seconds later, response. Already aware. Team en route. Stand by. Protect the subject if necessary. Thad's eyes widened. Already aware? He looks through the door window, at Brielle, still sitting, still calm. She's not a victim. She's the operation. In the lobby, Vanessa's war with herself reaches critical mass. The briefcase. Right there. Answers inside. She's been paralyzed for 10 minutes. But guilt is heavier than fear now. She walks to it. Each step feels like betrayal. Of Preston. Of the bank. Of 20 years of keeping her mouth shut. Her hands reach the briefcase. She opens it wider. Files. Documents. And a photograph. She lifts it with trembling fingers. Agent Barrett Mercer in full FBI uniform, arm around a younger woman, mid-20s, fresh academy graduate. The woman's smile is bright, proud. The daughter. Vanessa's breath catches. Beneath the photo, a worn notebook. Label on the front. Dad's case, the truth they buried. She shouldn't. She knows she shouldn't. She opens it anyway. First page. Handwritten. Barrett's writing. Case number 6821. Discriminatory lending pattern, Ashford and Sterling Financial. Evidence of systematic denial to 29 families, all minorities, all qualified, all rejected. Shell Company Heritage Investment Group purchases foreclosed properties. Ownership. Preston Ashford 60%, Garrett Sinclair Sr. 40%. This isn't banking. This is theft with paperwork. Vanessa's vision blurs. She flips pages, dates, transaction records, names. She sees her own name, her own signature. On denial forms she processed years ago. Morrison family, 2019. Qualified. Denied. Johnson family, 2020. Qualified. Denied. Williams family, 2021. Qualified. Denied. 29 families. She helped destroy some of them. Her hands shake so violently the notebook almost falls. She closes the briefcase, but the damage is done. She knows now. She walks toward Preston's office. Each step is concrete, heavy, final. She knocks. "Not now, Vanessa." Preston's voice is sharp through the door. She opens it anyway. "It's about the Mercer file. The original one, from 10 years ago." Preston's face drains. He bolts from behind his desk and drags her into the hallway. "What did you say?" "The Mercer file." Her voice is stronger now, fueled by a decade of guilt. "From when Agent Barrett Mercer applied for a loan, when you denied him, when he died 2 weeks later." Preston grabs her arm, squeezes. "You kept your mouth shut then. You'll keep it shut now." Vanessa jerks free. "A man died, Preston, and now you're doing it again. To his daughter." "That man was..." "What?" Vanessa's voice rises. "Going to expose you? Going to show everyone what you really are? So you made sure he couldn't?" Preston's face twists. "You don't know what you're talking about." "I know you made a phone call the day after he died. I heard you say the problem is handled. I've lived with that for 10 years. Then you've lived with it this long. Keep living with it." "No." The word comes out stronger than she expected. "Not anymore. I'm done protecting you." She walks back to her station, heart pounding, hands shaking. But this time she doesn't stop. She sits at her computer, logs in, pulls up 10 years of loan records. Every denial, every pattern, every crime hidden in spreadsheet cells. She hits print. The machine whirs to life. Pages start emerging, one after another, evidence in black and white. She grabs an envelope, writes on the front, "FBI, Agent Callum Rhodes." She doesn't know who that is, but something tells her that's the right name. Garrett appears, sees the stack of papers. "What are you doing?" "My job." She doesn't look up. "Finally doing my actual job." He reaches for the envelope. "You can't..." Officer Thad steps between them. His hand doesn't touch his weapon. Doesn't need to. "She's working," Thad says, voice flat, final. "Leave her alone." Garrett's eyes go wide. "You work for me." "I work for the law." Thad doesn't move. "There's a difference." Garrett backs up, stumbles, retreats to Preston's office. Vanessa finishes printing, slides the papers into the envelope, sets it on her desk where it's visible. Undeniable. Preston emerges. See the envelope. His face goes purple. "You just ended your career," he hisses. "No." Vanessa meets his eyes. "I just saved what's left of my soul." Officer Thad positions himself between Preston and the envelope. His stance makes it clear. Nobody touches it. In the back office, Brielle hears raised voices. She doesn't move. "I don't need to. The cracks are spreading. The system is breaking from inside." She checks her watch. 3:23 p.m. 18 minutes left. Right on schedule. The door opens. Officer Thad enters. He looks at Brielle. Really looks at her. "Ma'am, can I get you some water?" "I'm fine, officer, but thank you." She pauses. "You're a good man. That matters." Thad swallows hard. "Are you really FBI?" Brielle reaches slowly into her jacket, pulls out a leather credential holder, opens it. FBI badge gleams under fluorescent light. Section Chief Brielle Mercer, White Collar Crime Division. Thad's entire world tilts. "Jesus Christ." Brielle's voice is quiet, certain. "Keep that to yourself for 18 more minutes. Can you do that?" He nods. "I can't speak." "Good." She closes the credentials. "Because when this is over, I'm going to need good people like you." Thad steps outside, positions himself in front of the door. He's not guarding her anymore. He's protecting her. From them. Everything's changed, and Preston has no idea. 3 black SUVs ghost to a stop across from Ashford and Sterling Financial. No sirens, no lights. Pure predator silence. Agent Callum Rhodes exits first. Silver hair, weathered face, eyes that have seen too much and forgotten nothing. 3:26 p.m. Radio to lips. All units hold. Nobody moves until 3:41. Exact. Young agent beside him shifts. Sir, why? Barrett's watch stopped at 3:41. Callum's voice could cut steel. 10 years ago today. She'll want them to feel it. The team goes still. They understand now. Callum stares at the bank. His best friend's daughter is in there, surrounded by his killers. Almost there, Barrett. Almost done. Inside, Preston storms back into the interrogation room, sweat-soaked, desperate for control. He paces behind his desk like a caged animal, unraveling thread by thread with each step. His suit jacket hangs crooked, tie loosened, the polished CEO mask cracking to reveal raw panic underneath. FBI arrives any second. You're done. Fraud. Impersonation. Federal crimes stacking up. Brielle's eyes stay down. They're coming. You're right. Your father couldn't handle reality. Couldn't accept his place. People like him, people like you. Say it. Brielle's head snaps up. Finish it. Camera's still recording. Preston's eyes dart to the red light. His mouth clamps shut. His pacing stops mid-stride. Almost, Brielle whispers. You almost destroyed yourself again. His fists shake, rage losing to terror. The pacing resumes. Faster now, more desperate. Outside, Callum's radio crackles. Confirmation. Subject inside. Live camera feed established. She did it. Callum almost grins. Got them to activate surveillance themselves. Vanessa's fingers fly across her keyboard. Customer complaints. The buried ones. The silenced ones. 34 files. All minorities. All claiming discrimination. All resolved with zero accountability. Export. Flash drive. Into the envelope. Her phone buzzes. Unknown number. Your courage matters. CR. She doesn't know who CR is, but her hands stop shaking. Garrett appears, looming. You're destroying yourself. I destroyed myself 10 years ago. She doesn't look up. Today I rebuild. Back room. Brielle checks her watch. 3:28 p.m. 13. Officer Thad outside the door. But his stance has changed. He's not trapping her in. He's keeping them out. Preston circles like a dying animal, jacket now completely off, shirt stained dark with sweat. When they get here, you're finished. When they get here, Brielle stands slowly. One of us ends. You're absolutely right. Something in her voice freezes his blood. His pacing stops completely. What does that mean? She walks to the door window, sees Thad standing guard, Vanessa at her station, the envelope thick with evidence, every piece in place. 13. She turns back. You've spent 13 confessing on camera, and you still don't see it. Preston rushes the window, looks out. Vanessa meets his stare, doesn't flinch. Her hand rests on the envelope like a detonator. The color drains from his face completely. What did she? His voice cracks. What did that bitch do? She chose truth over complicity. Brielle sits back down. Something you've never understood. Preston's empire isn't crumbling. It's already rubble. He's just realizing it now. He stands there, frozen, a man watching his world collapse in real time. Outside, Callum checks his watch. 3:30 p.m. Radio up. Final positions. We move at 3:41. Precise. Responses crackle back. Confirmed. Ready. Waiting. SUVs idle. Engines purring. Coiled springs. Inside, seconds tick like hammer blows. Vanessa adds the flash drive to the envelope. A decade of crimes in one package. Thad stands sentinel. Allegiance changed. Soul intact. Brielle sits patient. A daughter honoring her father's final hour. And Preston finally understands. He's not waiting for rescue. He's waiting for judgment. 11 left. The watch ticks toward 3:41. Justice has a schedule, and it's never late. Segment 6. Investigation shift. Interrogation room. 750 words. Preston's panic morphs into something uglier. Calculation. Desperation wearing a mask of control. Garrett. His voice cuts sharp. Get Brock here. Now. Garrett blinks. Brock Sutherland? He's been retired for... I don't care if he's on his deathbed. Get him here in 8 minutes. Preston's eyes are wild. He's the only one who can verify what really happened with Barrett Mercer. Garrett nods, fumbles his phone, dials. Meanwhile, Preston tries the IT office door. Locked. He pounds on it. Override the camera system, now! Silence. He pounds harder. I'm the CEO. Open this door. The door cracks open. Young IT tech. Face pale. Sir, I can't override. The system shows administrative lock. From where? FBI remote access. The kid's voice barely holds. It's been active for 23 minutes. Preston's back hits the wall. Can't breathe. They've been inside the system, watching, recording, the whole time. In the interrogation room, Brielle stands, stretches. First real movement in 40 minutes. May I have my briefcase? There's something I'd like to show you. Officer Thad doesn't hesitate. Retrieves it from the lobby, places it in her hands. She opens it fully. Files spread across the table. But underneath, something else. A second FBI badge. Encased in glass, preserved like a relic. She lifts it. The overhead light catches the metal. Preston sees it through the doorway. His knees nearly buckle. My father's badge. Brielle's voice is reverent. Deadly. From the bank he died investigating. The loan you denied him because you were already laundering money through discriminatory foreclosures. Couldn't risk FBI scrutiny on your books. That's insane. Preston's voice shakes. He committed suicide. Case closed 10 years ago. Case number 68P1. Brielle slides a folder across the table. Closed by retired agent Brock Sutherland, who deposited $150,000 into an offshore account 3 weeks after my father's death. Cayman Islands. Account number 8821-449-1163. I have the wire transfers right here. She spreads bank statements across the table. Highlighted transactions, dates, amounts, irrefutable. Preston's hands tremble as he reads. His lips move, but no sound comes. You can't prove any connection between... I don't have to prove anything. Brielle's smile is razor thin. I just had to get you to create new crimes. Today. Right now. Discrimination. False imprisonment. Fabricating evidence. Witness intimidation. All caught on camera. All federal offenses. All committed in the last hour. Preston's face cycles through emotions. Rage. Fear. Disbelief. You set this up. This whole thing was... a trap? Brielle tilts her head. No, Mr. Ashford. You built the trap. 10 years ago when you killed my father. Today you just walked into it. Footsteps pound down the hallway. Heavy. Urgent. Brock Sutherland appears in the doorway. Late 50s. Gray stubble. Eyes that haven't seen peace in a decade. He looks like a man who's been running from ghosts. He sees Brielle, freezes, solid. You, his voice breaks. You're Barrett's daughter. Hello, Agent Sutherland. Brielle's tone could freeze fire. Or should I say, the man who ruled my father's murder a suicide? Brock's face crumbles. He looks at Preston, back to Brielle, to the FBI credentials on the table. You told me this was about fraud, Brock says to Preston. You didn't say it was her. Fix this. Preston's voice is pure desperation. Tell her she's wrong. Tell her your investigation was legitimate. Brock stares at the wire transfer documents on the table, at his own offshore account numbers staring back. His shoulders slump. 10 years of weight collapsing at once. I can't. The words barely come out. Not anymore. We had a deal. Preston's voice cracks. The deal was silent. Brock's eyes meet Brielle's, guilt etched in every line. Not perjury in front of a section chief. Preston's world stops spinning. Section chief? Brielle taps her credentials. FBI White-Collar Crime Division. I've been section chief for 3 years, and you just committed multiple federal felonies in front of me. Brock backs toward the door, shaking his head. I'm sorry, God, I'm so sorry. But I can't lie for you anymore, not to her. Brock, her father was my friend. The words explode out of him. And I let you kill him. I've lived in hell for 10 years. I won't add to it. Preston lunges for him. Officer Thad intercepts, holds Preston back. Brielle checks her watch. 3:38 p.m. 3 minutes, gentlemen. Her voice fills the room. I suggest you decide who speaks first when the real FBI arrives, because they're not coming for me. She lets that sink in. They're coming for you. Preston collapses against the wall, breathing like a drowning man. Brock stands in the doorway, broken, waiting for judgment. And Brielle sits calm, patient, like a woman who's already won. 3 minutes until 3:41. 3 minutes until justice. The watch her father wore. The time it stopped. Everything comes full circle, right on schedule. Officer Thaddeus Archer takes a breath, then does something that will end his career here. He removes his security badge, set it on the metal table with a soft click. Chief Mercer. His voice is steady now. I apologize. For my part in this, I didn't know at first, but I should have questioned sooner. Brielle looks at him, really looks. You questioned it when it mattered, Officer Archer. That's what counts. It's just Thad now. He gestures at the badge. I don't work for them anymore. Brielle extends her hand. They shake, firm, respectful. The Bureau could use people who choose right over easy, Thad. Something shifts in his face. Hope, purpose. He opens the door wide. You're free to go, ma'am. Brielle stands but doesn't move. Not yet. 1 more minute. Vanessa enters, tears streaming but spine straight. I'm so sorry. The words rush out. I processed your father's loan denial. I saw the notes. Reject, law enforcement profile. I knew it was wrong, but I was scared. Brielle's expression softens. You're here now. You activated the cameras. You printed the evidence. That's what matters. Will I go to jail? That depends on what you tell the FBI in 3 minutes. Brielle's tone is honest. Truth carries weight in sentencing. Use it. Vanessa nods, wipes her eyes. I'll tell them everything. She leaves, stronger than she entered. Brielle is alone now. She removes the watch from her wrist, her father's watch, frozen at 3:41 p.m. She holds it close, brings it to her ear, though it's silent. It has been for 10 years. Her lips move, barely audible whisper. The ghosts in this place are about to get their eviction notice. Then softer. It's time, Dad. It's finally time. She closes her eyes, feels the weight, the almost done. She puts the watch back on, checks her phone. 3:40:45, 15 seconds. She stands, faces the door, takes one breath carrying 10 years of purpose. This is it. She opens the door. Thad falls into step beside her. Not guard. Alley. They walk to the lobby together. Vanessa stands from her station, envelope of evidence in hand. Preston appears, face gray, defeated. He sees them all, his empire in ruins. Outside, Callum checks his watch. 3:41 o'clock. Radio up. All units, move. Now! SUVs roar to life. Doors fly open. 12 agents pour out. Inside, Brielle reaches the lobby center. She checks her father's watch. 3:41 p.m. 10 years later. Exact moment. The glass doors explode inward. FBI! Nobody move! Agent Callum Rhodes leads the surge. 12 agents in tactical gear. Weapons ready. Authority absolute. The bank freezes. Every person, every breath. Preston steps forward. Relief flooding his face. Finally, his rescue has arrived. Agent, thank God you're here. This woman has been... Callum walks past him, doesn't even glance at his direction. He walks straight to Brielle, stops, snaps to attention, salutes. Chief Mercer, good to see you, ma'am. Every agent in the room follows. 12 salutes. Perfect unison. Preston's face drains of all colors. His mouth opens. No sound comes out. Brielle returns the salute. Her hand trembles just slightly. Thank you, Callum. I appreciate the timing. We waited for 3:41. Callum's voice thick with emotion. We knew you'd want that. Brielle taps her father's watch, the one frozen at this exact time. Callum's eyes mist over. 10 years, Bri. We finally got them. We did. Her voice almost breaks. He would have appreciated this. Preston finds his voice. It comes out strangled, desperate. What? What is this? Brielle turns to him. The transformation is complete. No longer the woman being interrogated. Now she's the prosecutor. This is case number 6821, reopened. Today you didn't just discriminate against a loan applicant, Mr. Ashford. Her voice cuts like a blade. You discriminated against an FBI section chief conducting an authorized investigation. You falsely imprisoned a federal agent. You fabricated evidence against a federal officer. You attempted witness intimidation. She steps closer. You're done. Preston backs against the wall. This is entrapment. This is justice. Brielle cuts him off. This is what justice looks like when it finally arrives. She opens her briefcase fully, removes 3 folders, place them on the counter like cards in a winning hand. Agent Rhodes, please present the forensic analysis. Callum steps forward, pulls out a thick report. Official FBI seal on every page. Ballistics re-examination completed last month. The weapon that killed Agent Barrett Mercer contained 2 distinct sets of fingerprints. He displays the evidence photos. Clear, undeniable. Barrett Mercer's prints on the grip, a second set on the trigger. He looks directly at Brock Sutherland. Matched to former agent Brock Sutherland. Brock collapses into a chair, head in his hands. 10 years of running finally over. Brock, you were sloppy. Brielle's voice is surgical. You wiped the gun but not the trigger guard. 10 years ago, we didn't have the technology to lift that partial print. Now we do. An agent steps forward. Read from a card. Brock Sutherland, you're under arrest for the murder of FBI Special Agent Barrett Mercer. The Miranda rights echo through the bank. Each word is a nail in a coffin. Brock doesn't resist. doesn't speak. Just sit there. Broken. Then his voice cracks, barely audible. Preston paid me. Said Barrett was going to ruin everything. Just scare him, he said. Make him back off. His whole body shakes. But Barrett fought back. And I pulled the trigger. Then Preston paid me $150,000 to close the case. Suicide. Clean. Easy. Full confession. On the record. FBI recording every word. Brielle doesn't show emotion, but inside, her father's voice finally has an answer. She opens the second folder. Agent Donahue, please present the financial crimes analysis. Special Agent Sloan Donahue steps forward, tablet in hand. She projects data onto the wall, charts, graphs, transaction records. Preston Ashford, your bank has denied loans to 29 families over the past decade. The numbers glow on the wall. Every single applicant, people of color. Every single applicant, fully qualified. Credit scores averaging 780. Stable employment, sufficient income. She clicks to the next screen. Every single application. Denied. Preston's breathing gets shallow. Fast. Do you know what happened to those properties, Mr. Ashford? Brielle's voice is ice. Preston stays silent. They went into foreclosure, and a shell company called Heritage Investment Group bought them at auction, pennies on the dollar, then resold them for triple the price. She pauses. Want to guess who owns Heritage Investment Group? Donahue displays the ownership documents, clear as day. Preston Ashford, 60% ownership. Garrett Sinclair's father, 40%. Incorporated 3 months before the first discriminatory denial. The math is simple. The crime is undeniable. You weren't just discriminating. Brielle's words land like hammers. You were orchestrating a theft ring, using your bank to identify targets, deny them credit based on race, force foreclosure, then profit from their loss. Donahue pulls up the final calculation. $3.2 million. Over 10 years, 29 families were destroyed. Their homes were stolen. Their wealth transferred to you. The number hangs in the air. Damning. My father discovered this pattern. Brielle's voice doesn't waver. That's why you killed him. Because an FBI agent with subpoena power was the end of your empire. Preston tries to speak. Can't. His legs won't hold him. Garrett stands frozen, face white as bone. I didn't know. My father never told me about... You knew enough. Brielle cuts through his excuse. Every loan you denied today, every false report you filed, every lie you documented, you continued his work, you protected his legacy, you made the choice to carry on his crimes. She opens the third folder. The final blow. Now let's review what you did in the last hour. Your crimes, committed today, on camera. Agent Donahue activates the video feed. Security footage plays on the wall. Every customer in the lobby watches. Every employee sees. 3:01 p.m. Garrett sees Mercer on the application. Immediately rejects it without reviewing qualifications. 3:04 p.m. Preston arrives. Refuses service based solely on the last name. 3:06 p.m. Garrett fabricates the incident report. The footage shows Brielle sitting motionless, not moving, not speaking. 3:15 p.m. Audio plays. Preston's voice fills the bank. People like you don't belong in institutions like mine. The racist statement. Clear, recorded, undeniable. 3:23 p.m. Preston threatens Vanessa. You kept quiet then, you'll keep quiet now. Witness intimidation, on camera, every crime, every moment, preserved forever. You had a chance to simply process a loan application. Brielle's voice is quiet now, deadly. Instead, you committed 5 federal crimes in under an hour. Because you panicked. Because a name on a piece of paper reminded you of the man you murdered. Preston's back hits the wall. He slides down, sitting on the floor now, destroyed. Callum steps forward, badge out, voice official and final. Preston Ashford, you're under arrest for conspiracy to commit murder, racketeering, civil rights violations, discrimination under federal lending laws, false imprisonment of a federal officer, and witness tampering. He turns to Garrett. Garrett Sinclair, you're under arrest for conspiracy to commit fraud, civil rights violations, false imprisonment, and obstruction of justice. Handcuffs click. The sound echoes through marble halls like a church bell. Preston looks up at Brielle from the floor. His empire is dust. His life is over. Everything he built, gone. "Who are you?" he whispers. Brielle crouches down, meets his eyes at his level. "I'm the daughter who spent 10 years building an airtight case. I'm the woman you underestimated because of her skin color. I'm the FBI section chief you just confessed multiple felonies to." She stands, looked down at him one final time. "And I'm the last person you should have ever crossed." Agents lift Preston to his feet, march him toward the door. His expensive shoes drag across the floor. Outside, the media swarms. Camera flashes explode like lightning, reporters shouting questions. Preston tries to hide his face. Cameras catch everything. News chyron already running. Bank CEO arrested. FBI agent's murder solved after 10 years. Inside, Brielle stands in the center of the lobby. The briefcase that started it all sits open. Evidence spread across the counter like a museum exhibit. Vanessa approaches, hands the envelope to Callum. 10 years of records, every discriminatory loan, every complaint that was buried, everything. Callum takes it, nods with respect. "Thank you. Your cooperation will be noted in our report to the prosecutor." Officer Thad stands to the side, watching, processing, his whole world view shifting. Callum approaches him. "Officer Archer?" "Just Thad, sir. Chief Mercer said you chose integrity over employment." Callum hands him a card. "FBI values that. We have training programs. People like you, call me." Thad looks at Brielle. She nods encouragement. A future opening before him. "I will, sir. Thank you." The bank slowly empties. Agents escorting suspects. Evidence being cataloged. Justice being served in real time. Brielle stands alone for a moment in the lobby her father last stood in alive. She looks at her father's watch, still frozen at 3:41, 10 years, 4 months, 16 days. The wait is over. The case is closed. Her father's name is clear, and the men who killed him are finally paying for it. She closes her briefcase, pick it up. The weight is familiar now. Walk toward the door. Each step is steady, certain. Outside, the sun is setting. The day is ending. But for 29 families, justice is just beginning. Preston, Garrett, and Brock are led out in handcuffs. Camera flashes turn evening into daylight. Media swarms. Preston tries to hide his face. Cameras catch everything. News broadcasts. Bank CEO arrested in FBI agent murder. Discrimination scheme uncovered. Headlines write themselves. Justice served trends. Inside, employees stand shocked. Felicity Pembroke approaches Brielle. "I'm sorry. I didn't know." Brielle softens. "Now you know. Remember this when procedures feel wrong." Felicity nods. Changed. Agent Donahue sits with Vanessa, taking statements. "I'll testify to everything." Vanessa's voice is steady. "Every loan I processed was wrong. Every time I stayed silent." Brielle joins them. "You gave us crucial evidence. 29 families will get justice because of you. Does it count enough?" The prosecutor will hear you cooperated fully. Carried remorse for 10 years. Brielle pauses. I can't promise outcomes. But you did right today. Vanessa's tears fall differently. Relief. Maybe redemption. Your father, when we denied him, he smiled. Said thank you. I never forgot that. Brielle's composure cracks. That was him. He believed people were good even when systems failed. She stands. He'd want you to have a second chance. Use it wisely. Callum approaches Thad. You showed real courage, standing against your employer when it cost everything. It was wrong. I couldn't be part of it. That instinct is what we need. Callum hands him a card. The FBI has programs for veterans. I'm a dropout. So was I. Callum's smile is knowing. Then Barrett Mercer told me it's not where you start. It's what you stand for. Thad's eyes widened. Barrett said that? To a security guard who became an FBI agent because one man saw potential. Callum grips his shoulder. We could use you. Thad nods. I can't speak, but the decision is forming. Donahue shows Brielle a tablet. 29 families listed. With assets frozen, we recover everything. Full restitution. Brielle scrolls. Stops on Morrison family 2019. What happened? Lost their home despite 790 credits. Shelter for 8 months. My daughter dropped out of college. Brielle's jaw tightens. Find them. First in line. Set meetings with all 29. I want to tell them personally. That's a lot of pain to witness, Callum says. My father would have looked each one in the eye. She meets his gaze. I owe them that. Donahue makes notes. The bank shuts down. Employees lose jobs. Innocent ones get references. Brielle's tone is final. But corrupt institutions must fall. Only trust rebuilds. Barrett said exactly that, Callum murmurs. Brielle pulls out her father's notebook, opens to the last entry. Case number 6821. Final entry. If I can't finish this, someone will. Justice doesn't belong to one person. It's a relay race. You just have to make sure the baton gets passed. Her voice breaks. He knew he was in danger, documented everything anyway. Left me the baton. Callum grips her shoulder. He passed it to the right person. Outside, the last patrol car pulls away. Inside, the bank feels lighter, like a wound being cleaned. Brielle stands where her father stood 10 years ago. Denied. Humiliated. Marked for death. She looks at the chair where they tried to break her. They thought they were untouchable, though a black woman with that last name was just another victim to bury. Catastrophically wrong. Vanessa approaches. What happens to the bank? Building gets seized. Ashford name erased. Brielle's answer is measured. But the people who were hurt? They rebuild. That's the difference. Institutions can be destroyed. People endure. People heal. People rise. She picks up her briefcase. Her father's badge is visible inside. Systems that abuse power think they're invincible, but they're only as strong as people who refuse to question them. She looks at Vanessa, Thad, Felicity. The moment someone says no more, that's when change begins. It took 10 years, Vanessa whispers. Justice isn't fast. Brielle heads for the door, but it's patient, and it never forgets. She steps outside. The evening air is cool and clean. Behind her, a bank that destroyed lives. Ahead, 29 families about to get theirs back. Her phone buzzes. Text from Donahue. Morrison family located. They want to meet you. They said to say thank you. Brielle stares at the message. A family she's never met. thanking her for a father's work they never knew about. She types back, "Tell them I'll be there tomorrow, and tell them my father would be proud they never gave up." She looks at the bank one final time, where her father was marked for death, where she was humiliated, where justice finally arrived. 10 years, 4 months, 16 days. Some say justice delayed is justice denied. Brielle knows different. Justice delayed is justice sharpened, refined, unbreakable. Her father started the race. She finished it. And 29 families who thought the system forgot them, will wake up tomorrow knowing someone fought for them. Someone won. The baton has been passed. The race is complete. Barrett Mercer's legacy isn't his death. It's his daughter's triumph. She walks to her car, briefcase in hand, her father's watch on her wrist. Still frozen at 3:41. But somehow, it feels like time just started moving again. She slides behind the wheel. Start the engine. 29 families waiting. 29 conversations that won't be easy. 29 stories of pain that became her father's mission and now hers. She pulls onto the street, headlights cutting through dusk. Full throttle.